Hello, and thank you for tuning in to the Boomer Bunker. I am the Duchess. Speaking on behalf of John Domingo, everything we say or discuss on this show is for entertainment purposes. If you disagree with anything either of us says on this show, and you're not operating motor vehicle or under the influence of alcohol or narcotics, please feel free to tell us your thoughts in the chat. If you're listening to this as a downloaded podcast file, you can write to us at boomer.bunker@gmail.com or tweet us at boomer_bunker on X. My advice is to look at the world we live in, realize you complaining to us about it isn't fixing anything, and then continue on with your life. If anything we say during the show offends you, please feel free to watch a different stream, shut the podcast off, or smash your device with a hammer. Boomer Bunker is not liable for damages to equipment by choosing the latter. If you have made it this far into the show and have decided you can live with these terms, then by all means, give your balls a tug, slap yourself in the face a few times, grab a cup of whatever pisses you off, and please enjoy the show. Hi everyone, this is the Duchess. Just want to let you know we still have that phone number. You can always call or send us a voicemail, 856-477-1935. If you're lucky, we'll feature you on the show.
But you don't.
We're from Jersey, baby, 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 and you're not.
Back your hips up, down, up, down.
We're from Jersey, baby. From Jersey, baby. We're from Jersey, baby. We're from Jersey, baby. Baby, 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 and you're not.
Well, welcome into a impromptu episode, Monday episode of the Boomer Bunker. I am one of your untalented, unfunny, and can't spell co-hosts, John Domingo, and the person that everybody loves, the Duchess. How's it going, Duchess?
Good evening. I'm doing quite well, thank you, for a Monday.
Very busy person you have been.
I'm a busy girl.
You have, it's the Duchess and the sidekick. That's what this is. It's the Duchess and the sidekick. So,
We'll change the name soon.
I can't. We should change the name to the Duchess and the sidekick. Really should.
No.
It would be fun.
No. We're branded.
So I don't know if anyone knows this, but Duchess has another gig she does in the mornings over on Twitter in Spaces.
Not every morning.
It's Brian from the Weather Podcast, and she jumps on
Bruce.
there.
It's Bruce.
God damn it. Where did I get Brian from?
I don't know.
Oh, Brian is the Shiznit guy.
Brian's Shiznit. Yeah.
Shiznit. Oh my God. This is, I'm telling you, this is a real problem here with me. So, anyhow, we decided to do a Monday show. Now, what we said was, listen, what we're going to do is we're going to plan this, and we're going to plan it out so that people know, because we change the dates all the time.
We do.
And I said, yeah, okay, let's do that. Let's not do this for a couple weeks. And then I was sitting around Sunday, and I'm like, we got stuff to talk about.
We got to do this.
Yeah, let's go on. And then I tried to tell, our audience. I even, like Sparky Toaster, he's not on any socials. So I had to send him a DM through Discord. I'm like, dude, we're going to go 6:30 on Monday. And I said, I'm wondering if we should have an email list where you send your email. If you go to boomerbunker.com, there is a spot where you can put your email in. I'll get that email list. And then if we ever do something like this, we'll just shoot you an email.
There you go.
Right?
No, we have
The
a lot of
music
comments
bed
going
is too loud. Yes, it is.
on. We know.
We know.
The sound guy.
Listen,
over here.
every week I try tweaking it a little until I get it right.
I can't orient my hand.
Yeah, your camera's reversed. So you
I'm
always
reversed.
have to do the opposite. Right.
There you go.
The sound guy, each week is trying to tweak it a little bit so it's not as loud. So far, he hasn't got it right. Oh, you know what I could do?
We should have a word with him.
We should have a word with that guy. You know what I could do?
Yes.
No, I'm not going to do it now. Anyhow, so, and not only that, the Duchess was also on the TNA podcast with Jason and Sam.
Nice. You got their names. Good job.
Right. That I got. Okay. And then, and so and it was a great conversation they had over there. Two of the, I thought Bob was bad, like a dirty-minded guy.
Yeah.
But that's Sam. Jesus Christ. I've never seen anything like it. Is he on any, like, sex offenders, like, list?
No, I don't think so.
No, I'm not sure.
Not
to
that
be
I'm
honest
aware
with you. Oh. Yeah. So anyhow, there was you guys were having a conversation of like all the things like back in the day versus
Yes.
today, and I had a few things that I was thinking about that might be the same thing because. We'll get into the Bromigos in a little bit. My buddies over there, the Bromigos.
Well,
But
they featured you on a couple reels
of
on
course,
Instagram. We shared that on our social.
well, you come in.
You had good conversation with them, though.
I thought. I don't know. So, okay. So, anyhow, the podcast comes out and, you know, they put all kinds of TikToks and all that stuff that the kids do today,
On the TikToks.
all the TikToks and the reels and all. And so the next week, they're there without me. And it's interesting how it came out the next week. I was like, that's odd. Oh my God, what are we talking about? Bob's sitting there saying I told him to live stream the call. I don't know what call he's talking about. I have no
Okay.
idea.
He said he talked to Bob. I'm sorry. Bob said he talked to Tom
Oh,
for a few hours
Jesus.
today. So,
There's a broken toy right there. Professor Tom.
hi,
There is
Tom.
one-
He's here.
He's in here
so you
too?
can say hi to Tom. Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm all over the place tonight, and I'm already off script.
You are.
So here
We're
we
going
go.
to dial back to
We'll
we
go
talked
back.
about
but
Bromigos,
since
but we
since
drifted.
the chat seems to be driving this, and we shouldn't do that, but I'm going to do it anyhow. I set up a new podcasting rolling studio over there, and I was testing it, and then Tom came in, and we started talking, and I forgot that we were live streaming, and we talked for 2 hours.
2 hours. I listened,
And
yeah.
I've never seen anybody, I never seen a can't do guy like Tom. Everything is, no, you can't do, oh, no, oh. He should be like, he'd be the he's like the poster child for government workers. Can't do it and will complain about it the whole time. Can't do anything, complain about it all the time. So I went over and was talking to him about things and said, well, what about can't. Yeah, Debbie Downer or Eeyore, you know, oh, bother. I'm telling you what, after I got done talking to him for 2 hours, I wanted to hang myself. It was insane. So poor Bob talked to him for 3 hours today. Good luck for you, Bob. All right. You know what? Let's swing this back around. Let's talk about the
right.
Bromigos first.
Okay.
All right, so the Bromigos, that's a show with Panama Red, Matt, Mish, the undercover brother.
Okay.
And then we got Hoochie Man Newman, who looks like Newman from Seinfeld.
Yes.
And Coach Dank, and my favorite, Panama Red. So they do this podcast,
Okay.
and they do it every other week. So this came out today. This was their social media today. And all right, well, here we go.
I know people that are like chronically online, and like I feel as though their entire existence kind of is what other people that follow them think about them. And like when anyone has a different opinion than them, it's like I'm offended with you and I don't want to talk to you because you have a different opinion than me, which I think is very unhealthy.
Do you
But
think he's?
I don't.
Do you think?
How
he's
did we
hold
get
on.
there? I'm glad you.
Do you think he's talking about me? Because I don't think
No.
that I don't. That's not me. Don't get me wrong. If I have a difference of opinion, I will state my opinion. But I don't think that I shut people down and won't talk to them. I might call them.
I think he's talking about other people. Honestly.
Okay. All right. So here's Panama Red.
brought this up because how did we get there?
We talk
Like-
about this all the time, and we never have a straight answer for it. That's the problem.
It just doesn't make sense. Like,
Did it
When
change
did-
after COVID?
No, I think it was well
No,
before COVID.
no, it's
it was
been
well.
this- I mean,
I think it was
it-
even well before Trump.
no, not so much. Not
No,
so
like I know
much.
online bullying's been
No.
a thing, but
Like
feel like-
cyberbullying has always been a thing.
I
Yeah.
feel like it's been ramped up a lot after COVID happened. I guess everyone just being quarantined, like feels like since then everyone's just been kind of wacko out of their mind.
Like,
All right. So the reason I say that is I think what happened is when Trump won the 2016 election, he was not supposed to win that. And the
Right.
media immediately had to discredit him. And they just ran a smear campaign against Trump the whole time. They're still doing it. They haven't stopped. They ran a smear campaign through his whole presidency. Then when he lost in 2020, it continued. Then he says he's running again, and it was worse. It got worse. So they have to divide. They can't have him back. It's very obvious that they do. When I say they, the powers that be, they don't want him back because, like putting a coat over a Halloween costume, it's going to ruin everything. Or like putting a condom on. It's going to ruin everything. I just don't, like I said, and you can see it. They tried to get him with lawfare. They tried a smear campaign. He's a mud monster. The more mud you throw, the bigger he gets. They tried to kill him
Couple times.
a couple times. And then they ran the dumbest candidate, Joe Biden, who was barely there. We all knew he was barely there. And then once he got out, Joe Biden, they put Kamala Harris, the only person worse than Joe Biden, they put in there. So here we are. So, the Democrats, this is of your own making. This is of your own making.
Yeah, they did not. Because Biden was the incumbent president, normally that's who they push forward. But he's so clearly debilitated from where he was even 4 years ago when he wasn't that great then.
No, he wasn't.
So,
they hit him in a basement.
You know,
with COVID, they
of
hit
course,
him in a basement.
and then they did the coup and stuffed Kamala into that space with no votes, no nothing. What a great way to get in. And then here we go. So now we got dipshit and the idiot. So which sandwich do you like better, the shit sandwich or the liver sandwich? So
I think that if it was anybody else but Trump, a Democrat, any other Republican but Trump, they would be running away with this election. Because all they would have to do. But see, the thing is that people are going to vote for Kamala Harris just because they're not voting for Trump. That's it. I mean, it doesn't make anything else. So going back to the Bromigos, their episode came out this week.
right.
We were talking about them because of what they were saying. So I listened to it. So the show starts off with Matt. He's wiggering it up.
How the fuck have we not been canceled yet after 91 episodes? Pump your fist if you feel me and holler if you hear me. It's your boy, the undercover brother in the motherfucking house.
Stop wiggering it up. He's got the chain on. I can't. Cute. Okay.
He's trying.
All right.
him
So
It's his
then what-
character.
Right. Is that
little
it? Is
much.
it a character? Okay. Well, if it's a character.
It's his character. Yeah.
Then you got the Jamingo effect. Like it's almost like when a hurricane comes through, they assess the damage.
Yes.
Still reeling from that last episode we did.
They've been Jamingo.
Wee.
That was a fucking long one.
2 hours.
It sounded like it. Sounded like a bloodbath, honestly.
Did you listen to it yet, Hunter?
I've seen bits and pieces, but I just
In other
really
words, I've
can't deal
seen-
with all the political BS at this moment.
Right. Newman wasn't on it.
I'm trumped out, bro, after that one.
Who you telling? Who you telling? I'm not even gonna bring it up. I did it in another group chat. It's exhausting at this point. I just want it over with.
I agree with him. I think that we all want this over with. The election. I think I can't wait for it to get here soon enough.
Everybody needs it done. Put it to bed.
Are you voting early? You're that's right. You said you're going to be
I'm going to go on election day. Yeah.
You're going to go on election day. Do you do it early in the morning? Do you go after work?
I try to go early. Yeah. I try to go in the morning.
I was talking to the Jimmy. He was here right before we started, and I said, "Look, we're going to get like all these people we know that don't normally vote. We're rounding them up and like right
Drive
down the
'em.
street.
Yep.
We're dragging them down to vote. I don't really
Good.
care who they vote for. I know they won't
Just
vote
vote.
for Harris. Yeah, if anybody that I know that wants to vote for Harris, I'm not bringing them.
Get your own ride.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is going
This
to
is the
make
Trump taxi.
yeah, I don't know if this is going to make a difference because New Jersey's a very blue state anyhow. But I'll be honest with
Well,
you,
we'll see.
we'll see what happens.
I mean,
But-
Trump will win my county for sure.
Yeah,
And he'll win. There's one up in like a little northwest. And then the county above me is purple. So he might win that. But I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. And I know next year is the governor's race. So that's going to be
Well, Murphy's out, right?
Murphy's out.
Yeah, thank God.
They got that Jack Chitterelli and then whatever the Democrat will be. So
You think he'll be back again? I don't think Jack
Chitterelli?
Mm-hmm. Do you think he will? Okay.
he got pretty close last time.
I think he won. I think
So-
they did the same. I think they Kamala that election too, or Biden that election too. To be honest with you.
On that I don't know.
So at
It
the
was a
very
bummer.
end of this, so at the very end of the Bromingo show, they decided that like, what do you think? Should we have Jamingo back?
Hey, shout out to Jamingo. What up, bro?
I wonder if he's going to listen to that Trump part and he's just going to send us more messages again.
Probably. That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Just
Listen,
don't fall over when you do it, all right?
legitimate question, and I can take this part out if you want me to. Would we have John back on the show again?
So I would. I didn't find him that exhausting. I think Dante, we have a different perspective on that. Was he frustrating at times? Yes. Yes.
He's a stubborn.
So
he is
are
a
they.
stubborn old man. That's exactly what all of our
all
friends
be
say about him.
stubborn, and we will all one day be stubborn old men too, if we're so lucky.
They're stubborn
right.
now, especially what's his name, the coach. He's stubborn.
Dante.
Yeah, Dante. He's stubborn because, he's into that whole victim, that we've been slaves for 400 years and the black man's still being held down and, all that other nonsense that he goes through. But Panama Red is the smartest and has his head on straight out of all of them, to be quite honest with you.
I feel like he has a little more life experience.
And forget about that. Forget about
When you live on your own and you, I know, I believe Coach does, that Dante does as well.
Does
but
he?
I think I believe he does. He doesn't
Maybe
live
he
at
does, I
home
don't
by
know.
himself. Well, meaning he's not living with his parents, meaning like when you're out on your own and you have more responsibilities or more things, you look at things, there's different perspectives. There's children involved, there's rent involved, there's mortgage payments, there's full-time jobs. It's a lot. There's a lot that juggles around, and everybody
Sure is.
handles things differently, and you see things differently based on your level of responsibilities and obligations, let's say.
Yeah. Well, forget about would you have Jamingo back? How about would Jamingo come back on? Would Jamingo come back on again and waste his time over there being
Yes,
yelled
he
at
would.
and yelled over and all this other bullshit? If you want to have a conversation, and back and forth, but it's like being on CNN over there. As soon as you start making a point, they jump in and they overtalk you. And I
You're
can't
lonely,
handle.
Scott?
Yeah, I'm lonely, Scott.
You're lonely, John?
All right. So here's Matt's answer.
I probably would, because I believe the mission statement of this show is more or less having these types of conversations with people like
Nice.
that. So I stand
Like
by the
people
mission
like that.
statement of the show and what the premise of it is.
Right. Tom says, who would listen to the show if Jamingo went back on the show? I don't know. I listen. I'm sure I've never seen so many cuts from their social media. Like they made
Well,
4 or 5.
that's how Hunter watched the episode. That's how
Yeah.
he heard it, was probably from those clips right there.
Yeah.
He said, didn't he say, I heard bits and pieces?
Yeah, Newman.
Those were the bits and pieces.
Right, Newman watched it. So
He is a Steelers fan, so I got to give him a little props.
who? Hunter? Okay. Well, the big thing about that episode was they got into the whole thing about speaking to women and how they don't know how to speak to women anymore.
Oh, my God.
That
'cause
should have
it's
been
so
the episode I
difficult.
was on. I could have straightened Matt out.
Yeah.
The thing is, you just got to go out. Look, it's like sales. It's sales,
Well,
guys.
Yeah. If they want to learn how to talk to women, maybe you talk to some women. It's not like they don't know any women podcasters or something.
Well, forget about
Duh.
that.
No, but there's anybody they could have asked, and that would have been a good discussion, not four guys. I don't know how to talk to women. You know how to talk to women? No, I don't know how to talk to women. Oh, women suck. Whoop, whoop. Like it's just an echo chamber of I don't know.
It's the rule of 5.
Solve it. Yeah.
So in other words, let's say I want to sell $100,000 worth of something. I have to go out and bid $500,000 to get that 100. You're only going to get 15 to 20% return on everything you put out there. Maybe 10. So you just got to keep going out there. And then the other thing is, if a woman says, you know what, not interested, then don't take it so personal. So they're not interested. No big deal. Next, another bus comes 15 minutes. That's all. You just keep going.
Well, yeah, there is. I mean, not everybody hit off every time. That's why there's multitudes of way to meet people.
And then you also learn, in the beginning of the show, the music. It's too loud. All right, well, next week we'll back it down a little more. You learn from your mistakes. If you don't make mistakes, you don't learn anything.
That's right.
And the reason I say that is because I saw this thing, and again, I think women, we got to straighten women out a little bit, guys. There goes the eye roll again. I know, I see you. I see you over there. How come it's not working? Where's my thing that's not working?
That's too bad.
Oh. Here it is. Nope. How come it's not working?
What is it you saying about making mistakes? Just try
See,
again.
I'm doing it right now.
There you go. All right.
Oh, I know. There it is.
No shit.
I fixed it. I figured it out.
God damn it.
So anyhow, the the Harris Walls campaign has an ad about dating, and again, they don't know men.
Why?
Watch this. Have you seen this? Watch this.
Hello, ladies. I'm Trey. It's good to be here. Hey, Trey. Hey.
So, what do you do and how much do you make?
I'm working.
What do you do, and how much do you make?
That's gross.
That's the first thing.
I already don't like that.
Finance, making 6 figures.
Ooh, he works in finance, makes 6 figures. Then she says, how tall are you?
How tall are you?
6'5".
Okay. Do you work out?
I like to stay active. Yeah.
Do you have a
Did you notice who asked if he works out?
I was not going to say anything, but yes.
The fluffiest one there. Like, maybe she should go with you. No?
I haven't seen all of them, but yeah, she is.
Here we go.
She could probably
Hello,
benefit
ladies,
from
I'm
a gym
Trey.
date.
Oh, shit. I moved it back. Here we go. Like to stay active?
Stay active. Yeah.
Do you have a plan to vote?
I didn't plan on it.
Oh, please. Oh my God. Stop.
Okay.
It's
So
disgusting.
then it brought me to this other video I saw. Do you know who Sophia Franklin is?
No.
Okay. Sophia Franklin, when Call Her Daddy came out, there was 2 of them. There was
Oh, is this the one that had the
Alex.
boyfriend?
This was the one that had the boyfriend. It got thrown off the show because she had her boyfriend. She thought she was going to get her boyfriend. Her boyfriend told her, I'll tell you what, I'll get you all this money. And
Yeah.
you know what? We're going to shop your show around and we're going to get you all this. And she tried to get Alex to go with her. And then Alex bailed at the last minute. Now, Alex is making millions of dollars.
Ka-ching. Yeah.
And Alec and Sophia has her own podcast that nobody knows about called Sophia with an F. I don't even know if that's even a podcast anymore. But she was on another podcast with some guys, and it didn't go well.
What's good money?
Pull up your account.
My phone.
So it's like, what's good money? Like, she'll only date a guy that makes good money. So he says, what's good money? And she says, pull up your account. Pull up your account.
No, fuck off.
Is dead.
Okay.
What is good?
Until you can pull up your account, then
Well, give us an idea. Why does it have to be about me?
Yeah, you pull up your account.
Is a couple
I'm
million
losing my
enough?
voice.
Is a couple million enough?
maybe.
Yeah.
Isn't
probably
that
not.
wild? Like nowadays, the market is so inflated that to get a 31-year-old girl,
You know what's funny though?
you
Is
need to have multi-million dollars, like to get a ran through 31-year-old like sweatpants Birkin bag. You need to have more.
She wishes she had a Birkin bag.
Yeah, so
but
in other
okay.
words, hey, look, babe, you're 31, been ran through a ton of times. Your body count's probably high. And
Well, I don't care about her body count, but she's
right, I
pretty
gotta have
fucking
millions
judgy.
of dollars. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just like it's like a car. The more owners you have, the less value it's worth.
Well, what about the dudes? Are they just as gross?
Well, apparently the dudes are buying the car. So what I'm saying is that,
I mean, she has every right if she wants to buy the car.
Look,
I mean,
if she
but I
wants to
think
put
her responses were a little aggressive. For sure.
He walks up, he's the buyer. She is, she's the seller. All right. If her price is too high, he just moves on, or he can't. But so it was just funny that it's like, hey, you know what? Here's a 31-year-old been run through so many times, and I got to have a 6-figure bank account.
That was a pretty funny response.
Whole time, multiple M's in the bank.
I know.
That's insane.
You can't just be funny and have a fucking 8-inch hammer anymore.
What the fuck?
Hold on. Do you hate women?
No. All right, so here we go. So now it's like, do you hate women? Because I smell a little.
You said
misogyny.
shit about me.
Yeah. Do you hate women? Listen to this nonsense.
No, I love.
Are
women.
you sure?
I do. I love women.
What's your relationship like with your
I
mom?
have a great relationship with my mom.
Really? She hugged you and shit when you were
I
little?
did. I was just talking to her right before this. Like right before I walked in, I was.
Why do you find that so hard to believe?
I'm feeling a little anger, misogyny.
Oh, don't you dare
Buzzword,
say that word.
buzzword.
Don't
You really want to end right now? I'm starting to cook right now. This is what's going
I
on.
think when you were a little kid, something happened.
Okay, what do you think happened?
I don't know.
I have a great. My parents are still together, which is actually really rare. I don't see. I
Because your
don't know a lot of
dad
people.
programmed your mom?
Of course, every husband programs their wife.
Okay.
Every woman programs.
Fucking idiots. Oh, stop it. Fucking hate that.
Now listen, I'm just going to tell you something right now. You know who's got it down? You know who knows what to do here? Asian women. And I've said this for years. You get yourself a good Asian woman. Oh, you say that, but they
Here you
have
go,
the
Tom.
answer.
John's dating advice for you.
Yeah, they have the answer. Guys, pay attention. They have the answer.
I always try to make his penis hard, not his life. Yeah, correct. Yeah.
You hear that? I always try to make his penis hard, not his life. Great
Mike,
advice.
can you please grab that? Thank you.
Yeah,
7
you know what?
o'clock.
You should have that on a T-shirt. I try to make his penis hard, not his life.
I always try to make his penis hard, not his life. Yeah, correct. Yeah.
It's very valid.
Yes, make his dick hard, not his life, so he will make your pussy wet, not your eyes.
Wow. Did you get that out of a fortune cookie?
That should be.
Confucius say. Please.
Make his dick hard, not his life. Oh, Confucius say. Make dick hard, not life.
Holy crap.
What are you looking at?
No, I'm reading the comments.
Okay, which one?
Well, Tom says, sounds like fortune cookie wisdom to me.
Hey, there you go. Fortune cookie.
There you go,
wisdom.
Tom.
Hey.
I think John gave you good advice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sparky's
Sparky's
we'll miss
going
you.
to Singapore.
Aw,
See?
bye, Sparky.
There you go. It's always available as an audio podcast, Sparky. You can always listen to it.
I think we're banned in Singapore, right?
Mm-hmm. Can you imagine being the police and having to pull over one of these progressive, liberal people and then walk up to the car as a cop and hear this rolling out of bullshit that they come up with? Like this officer right here.
You do currently have a California driver's license, you just don't have a physical copy on you at the moment.
That's my preferred method of identification.
And this is?
It's a cat collar. I'm currently identifying as a cat.
Fair enough. The information here on the tag, I'm assuming belongs to you, the boyfriend?
Yeah. That's so rude. I hope you know I'm recording.
Well, it wasn't my intention to offend you, but he just identified as a cat, and you're wearing a Harriet's Waltz t-shirt, so forgive me if I came to a conclusion that you guys are involved in some sort of a homosexual arrangement.
I'm not mad that you think we're together, but you're using gendered language. Besides, I'm not his boyfriend, I'm his owner.
Okay. Well, look, we can do this the hard way if you'd like. I can have this car towed because last I checked, a cat is not licensed to operate a motor vehicle in the state of California. We can have animal control come get you, take you to a shelter where you're owner can retrieve you for a fee of $70 after you're given the necessary immunizations, which do include a rabies shot, possibly even spayed or neuter, whichever you prefer or identify with. Is that what you guys want to do here? What should we do?
I don't know. I don't have $70.
Sir, I can also request that a mental health care professional come down here on scene and do an evaluation of you because you're considering letting him take a rabies shot rather than just give me an ID, use some manners so I can give you your ticket and move along.
That's got to be a fucking joke.
I can't tell anymore. I can't tell.
Do police officers have to talk like this?
Well, I'm saying...
I mean, not that I advocate them coming out swinging, but is this how we have to talk to people now?
It was very, very appropriate response from a police officer, but I can't tell if that's the same. I can't tell. I can't tell if that's a troll that somebody made up or that actually happens because you see people when they get pulled over, they immediately pull out their camera and start recording.
Or like they won't roll their window down. Like, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to talk to you. They yell at the police.
Yeah. And the next thing you know, they're laying on the ground getting beat.
Yeah. Yeah, like Tyreek Hill, like getting pulled out of their car. Yeah. Not good.
I don't know. I just, like I said, I think it's amazing that that they are doing this now. As far as cops, they have to put up with this nonsense and this bullshit. Like we have to. This is all make believe. We got to stop the make believe. You know what I mean?
I think once you start identifying as not a human, you can't be driving a car. Then I think they should impound you and you go away.
Right.
Put you in for like a 48-hour eval and then think about it.
Louise, I'll answer your question. I'll send you a response to your question. Okay. I'm not going to answer it on the podcast. Sorry, buddy. But I don't want to talk about
We don't
that.
mix podcasts.
I don't want to mix that podcast. That podcast I can't talk about on this show. There's reasons.
John's not allowed.
Reasons that I'm not going to talk about that podcast on
He'll get
this
murdered.
show.
He'll get unalived. Sorry, I say that. I say a word now, we'll get thrown off Twitch. Oh.
Okay.
So, sorry, folks.
All right. So I got what we used to call a palate cleanser. Okay, so you don't have TikTok anymore, and I'm one of those.
I ditch it. Yeah.
All right. So I'm one of those guys that scroll, and I have a guilty pleasure, and I love this, and every time it comes up, I watch the whole thing, and am I crazy? But what it is the
the transgender girl with the
no,
fixes
it's not
things.
a transgender girl. Stop it.
No, it's your passion.
The passion is it's a coin pusher at the casinos. One of those coin pushers that they have the chips.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Coin Pusher. Today we're doing a $1 million buy-in.
Nobody ever wins those.
$1 quarter for $1 million. Oh my gosh, look at me.
Okay, so what this is that he pays $1 million. They set this thing up. He pays $1 million. He gets 1 quarter. If the thing pushes more quarters, guess what? He gets to use those. If it doesn't push anything and he wants to go back, he's got to pay another $1 million to get 1 more quarter. God. All right. I see these. I watch these things. I love to watch these things fall.
Junkie. Well, because you like gambling. It's like it's gambling.
I don't like gambling. I'm not a gambler. I play poker. It's a different thing.
Okay.
Poker's a game of skill that has luck involved. This is
Sparky
flat out
says
gambling.
He paid $1 million for 1 quarter.
1 quarter. So he drops.
Okay, so if he knocks another, does he have to get the quarter in the little change thing?
Right.
Or does if he just knocks it down, he gets more chances?
He dropped it in there. So
Quarters
now
at pushed like 7, maybe 10 of them.
So that drops some more quarters in. So now
those are all his chances then. Okay.
Oh, now they fell backwards.
That's what I'm talking about. Check out how many quarters we got now.
All right, so now he's
I've never seen him do that.
That's incredible. Let's see. Let's just get a peg power push going on.
I guess there's some kind of. He just dropped it on.
Nice. That's gonna push. Come on. Come on.
And those little plastic things are full of gold, like gold
it
bars.
Might line up for another push.
That's an ounce of gold, which is I forget how much an ounce of gold goes for now.
Let's push on this left side. See if we can't get that tire on the left.
I mean, these things go.
Oh yeah, come on, huge push. Oh, nice.
I would have a stroke. I never win on those. I drop so many fucking quarters in.
All right. I mean, so
we are doing super well on quarters now.
Yeah, he's throwing them in there. So anyhow, that's my guilty pleasure. Do you have anything
Are
like
those
that?
magnetized somehow, or like they're stacked in such a way? It's so difficult to unlodge those.
But I love them. I love watching them. I watch them every time.
Bob says he wins a spider ring and a lollipop and a pencil sharpener. Yeah, that's always what it was. You turn in 12,000 tokens. You're like, you can get this eraser.
Right. It
and
was
this
like Skeetball.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't know if you knew
play
this.
that for hours.
And they fixed it. But like if you could get on the end Skeetball, like where they have the Skeetball line, if you could get to the one to the end, you could reach under, grab the cable, pull it, and it would let the balls go down without putting a quarter in it. I don't know if you knew that.
I did not know that.
All right, well, then they-
just on either end one or just?
Yeah, any end one that was open, you could reach under, grab the cable that was there, pull it, and it would release the balls in there so you could throw it.
I learned a way to like I was able to, because we played so much at like in Belmar and Point Pleasant, that I figured out how I could stand, and I would literally just like be in position and just drop it in the top every single time.
Oh, okay.
It was great, and it's like I knew exactly where to bank it off to.
Right, and you
so
would
many
win those
tickets.
tickets, and
Yep.
then you would take this bucket of tickets up there, and you would win a pencil sharpener.
12,000 tickets. Well, if you were, what you could do, which this place was, they were always really smart. They're like, well, we could write you a forever coupon. Okay. So you'd have your forever coupon for like 12,000 tokens or 12,000 points. Then you lose it. Then you're like, fucked. I found one like very recently. And I'm like, and it says forever. And Jenkinson's is still in business. I'm like, we're going back. We're going to cash that motherfucker in.
Now,
I plan
Bob
to.
says, and I hope, oh my God, if this is true, I might have to quit the show and just start. There's a coin pusher game for the iPad.
Really?
I have to go look for that.
I
if
might
that
have to
is-
look for that.
I might have to
I
look
would
for
play that too. No, while it's fun on a handheld, I think it's being in the arcade and dropping
Yeah,
them down.
where you drop them down.
It's the rush.
Right.
I do not look like a Chuck E. Cheese girl. Please.
All right. So
You
Bob
know how
says,
gross Chuck E. Cheese is?
I knew a
Thank you,
stripper who
Tom.
could push coins out of her. Never mind.
Gross.
Bob, me and you have something in common. I also knew a girl that did the same thing.
That's awful.
So over in Philadelphia, there was a bar at 17th and McKeon in Philadelphia, South Philly. I forget the name of the bar.
Sticky
And-
McGee's or something, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And they had strippers in there. And it was like a seedy South Jersey, probably mob run bar. So the girls
So
would
money
be-
laundering, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So the girls would go in and strip, and then they would get up and they would walk on the bar, and they would walk down and bend down and pick up tips from the guys. You know, they would tip them. This one girl, she would give the guy a stack of quarters, and it would be like the long neck beer bottle. He would stack the quarters up on the long neck beer bottle. She would walk over, squat
Stop.
down,
Stop. Oh.
all the way down on the bottle. Then the guys from the TNA podcast are loving this right now, especially Sam. So she squats down, okay, and she picks the beer bottle up. Like she stands back up, and the beer bottle is she's holding the beer bottle with her hoo-ha. The guy reaches up,
God damn it.
grabs the beer bottle out of her hoochie, and drinks it.
Does he say keep the change? Or something
Then
like, ugh.
this broad would drop a quarter at a time out of her snatch. I've never seen anything like it. I'm clapping. How do you do that? How do you do that?
Did you tell her
Now,
just to keep it? Do you want that? Do you want that change back?
well,
No.
what they do is they would grab those quarters and then stack them on another beer bottle, and she would do the same thing.
Oh, who would drink out of that beer bottle?
They all
sick
did. They
fuck?
were all drinking out of the beer. Dean calls it yum yum sauce. I got to write that down. Yum yum sauce might be the title of this episode. Yum yum, get me some.
That's so disgusting.
Oh my God, that's terrible. Yeah, that's what happened. The TNA guys would love this show. Just saying.
Oh,
You know,
hi,
accent
Bruce.
all.
Bruce is here.
Bruce is here?
I just saw it go by.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, there he is.
Way different than Yacht
Yes,
Rock.
a
Yes,
little bit different
very
than Rock.
different than our Yacht Rock conversation early
Yes.
this morning. Oh my God.
Hey, you know, I just take where the conversation takes me.
That's so gross. God damn. Happy Monday, everyone. Hey.
Louise says the beer tasted just
Twat rock.
a bit more yeasty.
Ugh. Louise, ew.
Rock, yes.
Oh my word.
Yes. Well, you know, Tom says, have you ever heard about the girl who was going to make beer from her veggies?
Yes.
There's
I think we talked about that, right?
Girls also make sourdough bread from their vag yeast. Bob's still going slot rock. Beer with a side of discharge. Okay.
Oh my God, you guys are gross.
Okay.
It's so disgusting. It's so funny. Oh my God.
All right. I have I found a new girl who is the queen of the can't understand normal thinking.
Okay.
All right. She's from CNN. I don't know her name, but oh my God, do I hate her so much already. Wait till you see this.
Many of the conservatives feel this way secretly about Donald Trump. Why not just take the hit for 4 years, let him lose, and then get your party back? Why do we keep defending this person that everyone clearly doesn't respect?
And most Republicans
doesn't respect. 50% of the country is voting for this guy. What do you mean he doesn't respect? You don't respect him. 50% of the country does. But you know what? We're not we just get rid of him and then you get your party back.
don't think they could survive 4 more years.
All right,
get your party back. Why do we keep defending this person that everyone clearly doesn't respect?
And most Republicans don't think they could survive 4 more years of Kamala Harris as a country.
In what way?
Hang on a second.
We're broke.
This isn't what's his name, Scott. This is
not Lonely Scott.
This isn't Lonely Scott.
No.
Wait do you hear this? She's like, well, in what way? I can't stand this woman.
Could survive 4 more years of Kamala Harris as a country.
In what way?
Open borders, 6 million people coming across the border. We did have high inflation, horrible foreign policy, wars across the globe that didn't happen while Trump was president. There was the reshoring of manufacturing. Didn't happen.
I'm not going to let you do
I'm not going to let you actually answer my question. Yeah.
It's like when you show a fucking vampire in sunlight. They say,
You can't sit there and do the whole.
I could do the whole thing too, but we're not going to do that.
Or is it that, or is it just about raw political power? Because I mean, Mitch McConnell is basically
gone.
Right.
He's not speaker, but he's not quite gone. But yeah,
yeah, he's the whatever. Well, he's the majority leader in the Senate, right? No, minority leader in the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But now she's going to go, and now she's going to do what we all love here on the show. She is going to elaborate here.
But Abby, I think the critique would be from Republicans that Democrats are arguing for a new manliness. And Republicans would say, no, we are protecting traditional masculinity. And I think there's an argument to be made there.
I would say, as someone who's married to a man, and I'm raising a man, and
God, could you imagine?
Oh, she knows what they are now?
Yes.
Now we define what men are?
She's going to mansplain masculinity to men. The balls on this bitch. The balls.
Well, she's a man too, I guess. So.
Mm-hmm. God, what a cuck this guy. Oh, my God. This poor guy. I can't see her marriage lasting another 5 years.
I'm not a man. First of all, I think it's hilarious we're talking about manhood when women are the one being attacked across the country. I find that hilarious.
Oh.
We're the ones who's...
What do you mean you're being attacked? Are you kidding me?
What is she?
Here we go.
Where's she going with this? Like,
rights are under attack. But secondly, I think it goes back to how you define a man. You're talking about men are naturally more stoic. I think that we have bred out of men a lot of their instincts that they have when they're young. When you're
no shit. That's
why
you
cut their penis off. That's the problem.
Yeah, this is why you've got these soy boy sissy gamers that come on and they sit behind their keyboard, all right? That none of this shit happened back before phones and all this other nonsense. You know, I was thinking about this the other day, and it brings me back to the Bromigos podcast because they're always talking about this gaming and that gaming and stuff like that. You know what we did when we were younger? We went out and we played football. We went out and we played basketball. We went out and we played hockey. We played soccer. All that. I played football up until I was 27. And not just like it was all pickup football. You'd go play rough touch or tackle. At 27 years old, we used to go, we'd all meet up somewhere on a Sunday at like 10 o'clock, and like 20 guys would show up, and you'd pick 10 on each team, and you would go play football. The kids today, they play Madden, all right? They can star, triangle, F1, something, do this or whatever, and that is football. Bob's right. Tackle football in the front yard without pads. Yes. I remember there was a guy that, I was in my 20s. I was like 23 or 24.
Rough touch. So I said the same thing. Oh, crap.
Yeah, it's rough touch. It's like
Rough
tackle, but you don't have to really take them to the ground. Well, we had this one, and we used to play tackle too. No pads, tackle. There was a guy, his name was Skip. He used to be a rugby player, and he would come and he would play. And he was a son of a bitch to get to the ground. You'd hit him with as hard as you could, and you could, unless you wrapped his legs up, you could not take this guy to the ground. Yeah, no pads. No pads. He'd come fat lip, black eye, bloody nose, all that shit. You would from playing stupid football. Here's Sparky Toaster jumping ramps with bikes like Evel Knievel. We did that. I'll never. There's two stories I have. One, I was jumping a ramp and it was a long distance, and I took a big run at it, and I hit the ramp, and I tire face planted into the second ramp, and I went over the handlebars and over the ramp and landed on the gravel road, and I had one of those brush burns down the side of my face.
Yeah.
Second one, because that wasn't bad enough, we built the ramp later, my buddy, his name was Chew Stone. I'll still never forget his name was Chew Stone. He comes running, he does the same thing, pulls up, the handlebars come right up. When he pulls up, the handlebars come right out. So now he's got the handlebars in his hand.
Like they're off? Like he pulled them out?
Off, right.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
The tire comes down, hits.
Oh, no.
He goes over the top, but as he's going over the top, he catches his nuts on the gooseneck.
Oh, my God.
And ripped his nuts wide open. He ripped his nutsack wide open.
That poor man.
And we had to take him, we had to wrap his... Because he was ripped, we had to wrap someone took their T-shirt off. We wrapped his nuts up in this thing and took him home again.
There you go, Sparky. Says the gooseneck bolt
must have been. I can, you know what? It's been 50 years.
I bet you can still see that accident. Yeah.
I can still see where we were at. I bet
he can too.
I can still hear him screaming, "My balls, my balls, my balls."
Ugh.
It was crazy.
My balls.
My balls. I never know. It's funny. I've kind of lost touch with him out of high school. I don't know if he ever had any kids or not. I don't know if he could have any kids or not.
Dew says, so back in the day, men cut off their nuts the manly way.
Yes.
Yeah, they weren't cut off by their parents or doctors.
Right. That's right. And he didn't become a girl just because he lost his nuts. But again...
Yeah.
So here she is. She's talking about
You're young, you have these close friendships, you have all of these relationships with other people, and then as you get older, you're supposed to keep it all in and keep it all together, and that's probably why men end up shooting people, shooting themselves, why there's an epidemic of loneliness. There is a different way for men to react in our world that is not so alone, that is not so stoic, that is not so buttoned up, and we could open up the world to that. And then we would maybe not be having to talk about the death of manhood when we say, okay, well, how is Donald Trump defining manhood? As bullying people, as demeaning women, as raping women? Because this is the kind of manhood that he represents.
All right, hold on.
That panel looks bored.
First of all,
bored.
I say she's everything but the raping woman, the degrading women, and not degrading women. I'm sorry, the degrading each other, not degrading women. That's what we did. That built character, breaking somebody's balls, learning how to handle it. That's how it is. And the problem is women don't know how to raise boys. That's why they had fathers. Fathers knew how to raise boys. Mothers do not. We have a bunch of single women out there.
You don't think your mom did a good job raising you?
No. My dad did. My dad raised me. My dad raised me. I went with my dad everywhere. I went to work with him. After school, I worked with him. On the weekends, we did stuff together. He taught me how to hunt. He taught me how to fish. He taught me how to work. He taught me how to use tools. He taught me how to fight. He taught me how not to take any shit from anybody. My father raised me. My mother stopped my father from killing me when I would do something really, really dumb. That's what my mother was there, to stop him from killing me. But my father raised me, and my mother couldn't raise me. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. I know women don't like to hear that. Men.
I'm not raising a son, so it doesn't matter.
I know you don't. You're not raising a son, but there's a lot of women out there, and I'm not saying everyone. 95% of them, they don't know how to raise a boy. They try to raise him like a girl.
That's a statistic you just made up, but okay. I can see where if you don't have, I do agree with, if there's not a strong male figure in your child, in your son, especially in your children's lives, but I'll say especially a son, it's a disservice.
Yeah. You have to teach your kid to be a man. You have to teach him how to be a man. That's the issue, and that's not happening anymore. You know, the mothers and fathers divorce. They're by the time the kid's 10, they're so sick of each other they get a divorce because there's not that whole dynamic of remember, keep his balls empty and his belly full. You know, that's that kind of thing that they used to, like the Asian women just said, keep his dick hard and not his life.
Okay.
Thoughts?
So many, but
well, that's what we're here for. Don't just sit here and let me ramble.
So, are you just assuming the woman should be home cooking and fucking her husband, and that's it, and that keeps her fulfilled, and she just does her job? Is that what you're saying?
There's the wash. I'm kidding.
Right.
Look, I'm saying is that back in the day, it was a. You know, it's a give and take kind of thing. The man took care of the house. He took care of the cars. He did the manly things. The women did the things that were part of the house. The inside of the house was usually the woman's domain, okay? She decorated it. She kept it clean. You know, that was her thing. Everything went where she wanted it to. That's the way it was, all right? And
she's a manager.
Yeah, she was the manager of the house.
Right.
And he
she ran that fucking house.
And
all you ding-dongs worked for her, yeah.
Outside of the house. Yes. You know, I'm going to go back with I'm going to talk about my Uncle Tony and my Aunt Janice. My Aunt Janice was one of the most proper women. You know, she had, you know, that was back when they taught women manners, and they would go, what's it called? Finishing school. I'm sorry, I didn't mean it to say, I said it wrong. They would go to finishing school, and then you would teach the proper way to talk and etiquette and stuff like that.
The proper way to talk, I got you.
Yeah, they was So my
raise them like a fucking lady, sure.
But she ruled like my uncle. He controlled the money to a certain extent, and he took care of the outside of the house and everything like that. And you know, it's funny. My aunt never had a new car, and one of her relatives died and left her money, and she was going to go buy a new car with this money. And he got so mad that he went to, I'll never forget this. He went to a junkyard and he found two cars, like a new car, two cars. One had the front end wrecked, the other one had the rear end wrecked. He got them. He cut the car apart and they welded the car together, and that was her new car.
So disgusting.
I was just saying, and it was just, and they lived a happy life. You know, they were married. And my poor aunt, she died like 17 years ago, and Big T, he's been gone for like 3 years. But they were happily married all that time. Or if they weren't, you would have never known about it. And I'm just saying, we've lost that because now all these uppity women think that they're supposed to, you know, they're just bossing everybody around, and guy's got to make this amount of money, and he's got to have this amount of you know, and all this other shit. And
yeah, because men have no expectations. You're right.
You know what? I think we have a lot less expectations than women do.
Do you? Okay.
I do.
Okay. I'm not perusing dating apps, but I'm pretty sure that there are men out there that are just as equally picky and fussy as women are. I think you have the extremes on both ends, and then you have the middle that are happy to meet each other. But I think you have assholes on either side. And frankly, again, it's been a bit since I've been in the dating pool.
Right.
But I would think that if you come in with an attitude based only on how much do you make, how tall are you, what do you weigh, what do you look like, that's not a strong relationship right there, no matter who comes in looking for that.
All right. I'm going to ask you a question. And if you don't want to answer it, this is fine. But how does things go in your household? Who's responsible for what? I mean, am I that far off when I'm saying that, someone takes care of? I mean, the other day there was a bunch of shit that happened under your house. I didn't see you crawling under there doing all that work.
Well, that's true. I don't go under the crawl space. I am a little neurotic about getting in that crawl space. I'm also not tiny or svelte enough, I think, where I'd be comfortable. Where I would be comfortable in the crawl space. But it's also the crawl space is not. I was actually outside of the crawl space handing shit into the crawl space. So it was a little bit of some teamwork. It wasn't just like I sat in here with the TV on watching football while he's crawling around under the couch.
Okay, so
or under
your
the house. Right.
All right. How do you divide up the duties of the house?
Yeah, I do make sure the toilet paper is on the holder because someone never puts it on. Yes. So I'm the toilet paper roll refiller. Duty-wise, I do cook because he doesn't like to. So I do that. And I usually do the laundry because I wear way more clothes. Okay. So I do that as well. And he has done laundry in the past. I don't like how he does it. So I do it. And that's fine.
That's a guy trick. Do it
I
wrong,
don't.
and then they take it away from you.
And that's fine. That's fine. You know what I don't do? I don't change the oil in my car. So
See?
I don't fix.
There.
Because A, I've never learned how to do it. And B, I don't know how to do it. So
okay,
if I wanted to learn, I could do it. My girls know how to do it. My girls can change oil, and they've helped Paul change brakes, so they have an idea.
Would you say that you have a traditional? When I say traditional marriage, as far as tasks,
like inside outside duties,
outside
sort of a
duties.
thing.
Yeah.
Maybe some of it. I think there's some gray areas where things overlap. Like sometimes I'll come out and he's vacuumed the house or he's loaded the dishwasher or that kind of shit. Like, then that's fine. And then, there's times like, I don't watch him do yard work. I go, we do that together because it's a lot of work to do. So, I don't just, I can mow the lawn. I can power wash the house. I've done that. I've painted the deck. I can do stuff. I do it.
I understand.
So I'm not afraid of doing that.
Do you clean the gutters?
That I don't do that. I'm a little nervous on ladders. So,
Okay,
but I will clean the shit up that he flings out of the gutters because that's
Okay,
fucking
that's
disgusting.
right. Okay,
so
you
teamwork.
All right, teamwork. But he
I
does
spot the
more-
ladder.
He does the more dangerous job, and you support him in that job.
In that particular one, yeah.
Okay, well, that's what I'm saying. That's all
Okay.
I'm saying. But here she's over there saying that they're trying to take the manliness out of men. They want to neuter men and make them pussies, and this is bullshit. Men have to start training men to be men.
But what I'm saying is not all women think like that. So you
No,
can't say,
but
well,
enough of
95% of the women, you keep making up these statistics and then they're not accurate.
Kate cleans up what Paul flings.
Only out of the gutter.
Again, you have to talk. Of course, there's outliers on everything. You do this a lot. You're like, not everybody does this. No, not everybody does it, but a lot. A lot of people do this.
Oh, okay, a lot.
A lot. A lot more than it used to be.
Could be.
Okay, the father gets the kids on the weekends. Because they're divorced, he gets them every other weekend, and then, the father's like, he's got to make them lunch, make them breakfast, try to get them to do something or take them to their sports thing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He gets 2 days with them and that's about it. Or maybe during the week he shows up at a sporting event or something with the kid.
Well, that's sad too. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm not saying people need to, if a relationship's toxic or bad or abusive, I don't advocate people staying together. But is there a lot to be said where people are like, it's not working and they're out? Yeah, there's a lot. I think it's a lot easier to do that.
Sparky.
But I think if you have children, you need to try to work something out.
Sparky Toaster has a question. Do more men or women say, hold my beer, watch this?
No, it's totally men. That's why you guys die early, because you're dumb. And for some reason, we love you anyway.
We go to war.
Because you're idiots.
Right. We do all that
Okay.
stuff. I get it. I know. I understand it. But I'm just
Bob
saying
says
that
more men die on the job. Okay, because you don't want women doing that. I don't see many women going into this field.
Paul shuts off the breaker with Dutch's live streams.
Let me tell you something, Bob. My breaker panel is right here. So no, nobody's shutting it off.
Budvugger says a woman cheats. She divorces her husband, gets alimony, keeps the kids in the house while the guy sleeps on his friend's sofa. I think Bill Burr said it best. Yeah. Does it take $20,000 a month to bend over and put a DVD in the DVD player? Does Cheerios cost more when you're divorced than it does when you're married?
Is he getting divorced?
Who? Bill Burr? No,
Bill
I don't
Burr?
think he- no.
Oh.
But, you know.
No, she won't let him.
There's a, what did he say? There is a epidemic of these gold digging whores out there that are taking men for all this money, like Tiger Woods' wife. Did she ever did she ever win a Masters title in a green jacket? No, she did not.
Did she do her job of fucking her husband and looking stunning?
Is
and so
that
pretty much
worth
is what he
half-
wanted. I'm pretty sure that's what he wanted. I don't think he married someone so she could, she could vacuum the house. That's
made
not
a
why he
ton of
married
money in sports. Same thing like with sports people and I mean, who was the guy that just got the girl pregnant from the Foo Fighters? Dave Grohl.
Dave
Grohl just got some groupie pregnant.
Fucking dummy. Yeah.
And then she had the baby, and now he's got and now he's probably going to end up divorced or whatever.
Tom
Now-
Brady.
Right.
Yeah.
Tom Brady did this. Well, Tom Brady's a different story.
Tom Brady dumped that chick to hook up with Giselle.
He was seeing both of them at the same time, and that man is the GOAT. He knocked them up at basically at the same time, and he decided to go with I think
The
he should've
supermodel?
picked- Yeah, well, they were both models. Bridget Moynihan and what's her name?
Giselle
Bündchen.
Bündchen. Yeah.
Right, he picked Giselle Bündchen.
Sparky.
So
Sparky says threesome.
some guys want a partner, some guys want arm candy. That's true too.
Yeah.
So
You can buy that, Bob. You can just go to John's bar and pay that chick to pick up some quarters and a long neck beer. I mean, you don't have to pay a lot. Apparently, you stack your quarters on it.
I think it cost you like a $5 back then. But this was in the 80s, early 90s. And let me tell you something. This chick was rough.
That's one sticky mess.
You could take.
God bless you guys for going near that.
You could strike a match on her ass. I mean, she was rough.
Ew.
The fucking you get for the fucking you got.
It's always is the fucking you get worth the fucking you get.
got. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So what's worse, this or politics? Because you look a little uncomfortable over there, my friend.
Holy shit!
I have to go back to the story that we kind of have it too good here, and women can basically work a job, live on their own. They don't need a man, and men can kind of do the same thing. And to the point now where, why bother? Men are just looking. Look, men are just looking for a place that young men now are looking for a place just to dump a load. They're looking for a cum dumpster.
Oh my God.
Just go in, dump a load, and off you go. That's all. And that's what they're.
That's
looking
all
for.
they want. Then
Yeah, basically, because there's nothing else. There's nothing there to keep them there. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. Is what I'm saying. And
for a
it's
relationship,
sin.
it's more of it's an interaction. It's a transaction.
It kind of sort of is.
Yeah.
It kind of sort of was. Back in the day, the guy would go out and hunt, and then he would bring back the saber-toothed tiger, and the women would clean it and cook it and everything, and then he could go out and hunt some more. It was a work relationship. Same thing in farming. Farming, when you had a family, they had kids, so the kids could work the farm, so they could survive.
All right,
Also
I'm looking
back
through
then-
some of these comments. Our gentleman here, Tom says, men can live by themselves in peace. Women need partners.
That's
Bob
not
says
true.
someone to bring the Hot Pockets and bang energy drinks to him while he plays PS5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what's going on now.
Yeah, and Budbugger says single guys go through more socks. Ew. What is it with you guys and socks? I don't get that. I mean, I get it, but I don't. Don't tell me. I don't want to know. I don't need to know. I don't want to know. I didn't raise boys. I don't want to know. I'm so grateful for boys.
Sometimes we
end up having like a
you don't have
sock left in life.
Sometimes we looking at the wall and saying, "What's that?"
The wall. Your poor mother. Filthy men.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
This is why you guys live alone. This is why, because who wants to live with that? Like, just you walk in and turn the light off. It's like a fucking crime scene with the black light and all. Like, ugh, no one needs that.
Bob likes to have an ass to slap when he's walking through the kitchen. See, these are things. These are traditional.
Is that with guys or with
women? He
your
likes
lovely
to
lady
have
Crystal?
a female's ass to slap.
Okay.
You know, when he's walking through the kitchen.
Okay.
Bob Vargas says, thank God for self checkout to avoid the awkward eye contact with the cashier.
Oh, Louise.
Louise says, why waste socks? Just shoot a load into the couch.
Oh,
remember Jody? Jody just like shoot it off the side of the couch, let the cockroaches eat it.
Oh my God, that was a hideous story. I had successfully put that in the back of my brain.
All right.
No, Jody B. God, yuck.
Yeah. You think the TNA
Bob
guys
says he
will
would
still...
slap a guy's.
Yeah. Do you think
The
the
TNA guys would have loved that story.
You think
I think they would have
actually
laughed their
have-
asses off at that. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we were going to talk about what they were talking about. I guess we drifted a bit into.
Well, okay. So, all right, let's circle back. Let's circle back like Jen Psaki. The one thing that they were talking about was you can't make, like they said, oh, you couldn't make a show like that anymore. You couldn't make Blazing Saddles now. I'm like, why not? Why not?
No, nobody wants to.
Yeah, nobody wants to because because they're number one, they're afraid to. But if you had the balls, if you were man enough and had the balls to make another movie like Blazing Saddles or something like that, or Airplane, and we're going to get into
Well,
our
actually,
top
the
5
closest I think to that is probably that Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder. That wasn't really. It was an okay movie.
Well,
That
it was,
wouldn't even be in my.
I know
top
you
50.
didn't like it, but Tropic Thunder
okay.
is about as close to politically incorrect as you're
Okay.
going to get.
But what I'm saying is, if you put a movie out like that right now, it would be a box office smash because people want to go see it. People didn't stop wanting to go see that. They will go see it. They will go see it to laugh at it because it's irreverent and it's funny. And they will go see it. Now, will there be pearl clutchers? Will there be people that protested
Yes.
because you shouldn't be able to watch movies like that? Yeah, well, you know what they could do? They can go fuck themselves. They could sit home and go watch the Barbie movie or whatever fucking bullshit movie that are coming out right now, whatever. The movie of the traveling pants or some kind of rom-com or whatever you want to watch. That's fine. You know
Sisterhood
what?
of the Traveling Pants. It was a
Sisterhood of
book.
the Traveling Pants or
Yeah.
some douchebag movie like that.
That's so long ago.
Right, but I'm just saying, you know what? I haven't seen a movie in so long. I haven't even wanted to go see. The only movie that I've really wanted to go see since I wanted to go see Top Gun 2. All right, I wanted
That
to
was
see
good.
that.
I like that.
I went to see it in the theater. And the
Me too.
second one is I want to go see Am I Racist with Matt Walsh, but by the 26th of October, it's going to be on the Daily Wire platform, so I can watch it there.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, why can't we make TV shows like this anymore? Now, you don't think advertisers, if you took a show, and back in the 70s, Archie, the All in the Family, was that show where like, oh my God, I can't believe they're doing this. You know, Family Guy, The Simpsons, these shows were irreverent, you know, the stuff that they put up there.
Oh, South Park.
South Park, exactly. These shows, people love them. Okay,
They're animated. They're cartoons, so it's like.
So why can't someone play a racist like Archie Bunker? Why can't a white guy go and play a racist like Archie Bunker did
They could.
back in the day? Yeah. So
Who wants
what
to
I'm
air?
saying
Who wants
is
to air it?
If they started making, look, the only thing that really matters in business and movies and TV and all is the almighty dollar. Because right now, with their political correctness and their right speak and all this other bullshit, they're losing their ass. Nobody's watching TV anymore.
Oh, I can't even tell you. I watch TV for football and occasionally the news. And that's it. I might put a movie on if I'm bored, if I'm looking for something just to play. But a lot of times I will play music through the television. I'll just like run the music channels and then just do whatever I'm doing around the house.
Yeah. I listen to podcasts all the time.
Yeah.
Or, you know, YouTube shows that are kind of like podcasts, but they can't figure out how to put it out in can't figure out how or don't want to put it out in podcast form. So, yeah, I mean, I think that they should do that. Now we went, because Jody put a thing in our Discord, a story in our Discord, and it was a tweet about the movie Airplane. It says, according to science, Airplane, it was put out in 1980, was the funniest movie ever made. It had a hit rate of 3 jokes per every 60 seconds. That's a whopping 261 gags packed into 87 minutes of running time.
It was funny. I enjoy that movie.
Yep, went to see it
I-
in movie
I do.
theaters. So we went. I asked Duchess today to come with your top 5 funniest movies of all time.
Yes.
All right, so let's go from 5 to 1 and see where we sit.
Okay.
So what's your number 5?
The Monty Python's The Holy Grail. Oh. See? This is why we forget them, yeah.
Yeah, we do forget them. You know what? That is a good. That is a good movie. Okay. I'm not gonna change mine because I already wrote them down. But you know what? I think that would have cracked my top 5 too. My number 5 movie was 16 Candles with Molly Ringwald and
Okay.
Long Duck Dong. And,
Automobile.
yeah, automobile, and you know the whole thing about the movies, and you know the what was it, greasy oily bohunk. You know, it just had
Greasy
so many
Bohunk,
stories.
yeah.
Greasy Bohunk, and it had the Michael Hall.
There's so many
in
layers
there.
to that movie,
There's so many
yeah.
layers to that movie. It's one of the funny. It's for me. It's got a lot of gags. It's a very funny movie. All right. So, what is your number 4?
The Jerk.
The Jerk is also a good movie. I don't think it would make my top 5. I don't think it would make my. It's in my top 10. It's into my top 10. See, I have Airplane.
It was very hard to pick these movies.
Yeah, it was
so
because there's a ton of them out there, and you know, I can't remember every comedy movie, but that's a good one. I don't think it would have cracked my top. Airplane was my number 4 because of the same
one.
thing. Was the
It's a good pick.
running gag? And I loved it. And I think back then you used to go. Back then you would actually go to the movie theaters like 2 or 3 times to watch a funny movie like that.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree.
Okay, what's your number 3?
Stripes.
Stripes is a good movie.
Stripes.
is a good movie. My number 3 is a sleeper. To me, it's one of the funniest. I guess I don't know if it's a cult movie, but I didn't get a lot of play, and it's still to me, if I can see it, if I could catch it somewhere, I might actually have to buy it. It's called Hollywood Nights. It's back in the 50s. It was with this guy. It was these guys were like trying to get laid. It was almost like a Porky's kind of movie.
Oh my God, Porky's is a riot.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
It was kind of like that.
Okay.
Tony Danza. It was a lot of big name stars in it before they were big name stars.
Nice.
So, and to me, it was hysterical. It was like, the guys they were having a dance and they wouldn't let these guys in, so they went and they peed in the punch bowl. And the one teacher who's a whore, like the whore teacher, she's like, "What's this punch? This punch has got a little wang to it. I've had this taste in my mouth before." So to me, that was my number 3 as a sleeper. All right,
Okay.
what's your number 2?
Caddyshack.
Damn, Caddyshack. See, we didn't have that. Caddyshack is another one. That probably would have been. That would have knocked some of these out of my top 5. Caddyshack is an excellent movie.
Tom put Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
That's also.
I don't know if I find it as a funny movie, but it was definitely a fantastic movie.
Yes, and Tommy Boy. You know that was always a good movie
Yeah.
too. But okay, so I would say.
What was your number 2?
My number 2 was Animal House.
Nice.
Animal House was an amazing movie. And, I think we were like, I was just 17 when it came out. No, I wasn't. I was 16 because I couldn't even drive to it. A friend of mine drove us to go see that movie, and you had to be 17 to get in.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. So I just, we would just like barrel our way through. Like, no, we would all go. We
A
would
bunch
rush
of it
them
just.
we would rush them so they couldn't
just
see us.
running.
Yeah.
I think you and I are going to agree on our number 1.
Blazing Saddles.
Of course.
Blazing Saddles has got to be the number
but there
1.
were some mentions in here, like of course Animal House. There's so many good ones. There's so many movies. It was so hard to decide. Like,
Right.
how do you pick them? Like, they're
Porky's was also another good one. Porky's was a great
Porky's
movie
is
too.
great.
Yeah.
My favorite scene is in The Office.
Where they're sitting there
Miss
laughing.
Bullbreaker, and then the gym teachers just laugh through. I don't know how she kept a straight face.
kept a
God
straight
bless her.
face.
She's the best actress for
Right.
just holding that straight face.
Yeah. So
That
these
scene makes me
movies-
cry.
Now,
Young Frankenstein, yeah. Office
Young
Space.
Frankenstein was good. History of the
It
World.
was very difficult.
History of the World was
Part
always
1,
a good
yeah.
one. That was always good.
Yep. Young Frankenstein's
So-
an absolute fave.
Now, can you tell me a really funny movie that's been made since the year 2000 in 20 years?
Oh yeah, I mean, I watch a lot of stupid, funny movies, but
that would make
are
the
they
top 10, top 25.
I love Grown Ups. Like I will watch that. That's a movie I will watch every single time it's on because it's got an amazing cast of players. I'm more of an Adam Sandler fan now. Vacation. Well, so there's the original National Lampoons, and then they did a new one recently with Ed Helms as Rusty, which was Vacation, which was very
here's
good.
the funny thing about Vacation. That
Talladega
to me was
Nights,
very,
absolutely.
Very Talladega Nights.
I know. I don't like Will Ferrell, but that movie fucking gets me every time. Blazing Saddles is our number one.
I won't watch it. I won't watch
Well,
it.
I know you just don't like Will Ferrell.
I can't stand Will Ferrell.
I don't like car racing. I hate car racing, and I don't like Will Ferrell. And that movie fucking makes me cry because it's so. You know, I think that's how I think everybody who likes NASCAR and all that is. I feel like that sums it up right there. So,
the Broken Toy says that the Boomer Bunker is a big joke.
Yeah, and yet here you are.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, Tom.
Ace Ventura, top 25.
The first one, I think.
Top 25.
Although the second one made me funny.
Right.
Made me laugh for sure.
What's a movie that made me cry? I don't cry.
Oh,
I don't cry at movies.
I cried everything.
I can't do. It's not something that I do. I haven't really. I can't really cry. I don't really cry. I don't cry. That's one of the. Could probably count on one hand how many times I've cried in my adult life. One was when my first daughter was born. That was the one, and I was like, "What are these What's this salty liquid leaking out of my eyes?" Like I didn't even realize I was crying. It was just stuff. Tears were streaming down my face. So.
It's an emotional moment, yeah, for sure.
30 going on 13 made him tear up. I don't know if it make him tear up. There's some Tom
Jen
Hanks
Garner.
movies.
He says Jen Garner looks so good. I wanted to smash her so bad. I cried.
She did look good in there, but. Yeah, so
she looks great all the time. She's beautiful.
Oh my God! Do you remember when she was in that TV show where she was? What was it called? She was.
Well, she was like an assassin or something.
Yeah,
wasn't
she was
like a hit woman.
She was like a spy or something. But I can't think. Alias. Thank you, Budweiser. That's what it was.
Who cares? I don't care. She's a corporate whore. I don't care.
Yeah,
I like her.
Less. Now she sells.
I don't care. You know what? She
corporate
pays the
ones.
bills. She pays the bills and. Ford. I did see Ford versus Ferrari.
I did see Ford.
It was fantastic.
That's a great movie. That's a great movie.
It was
It's
an
not a funny
excellent movie.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely not funny, but it was very well done. And now I want a Shelby.
Don Knotts movies. You know what? Here's a funny Don Knotts movie that I thought. Did you ever see the one where he dies and turns into a fish? No, it's Bruce O'Brien, whatever his name is. I can't remember.
It's Bruce.
I'm telling you, there's something now since have had a problem with it. It's going to take me a little while.
Well, you've got the
All right, here's the worst movie I've ever seen in my entire life. Ford Fairlane was not funny. It was that's it. The
Come on,
Incredible
Dice.
Mr. Limpet.
Really?
Yeah, that was a great movie.
It
was funny when we used to go, that's when I was a kid. You'd go to the drive-through, and there would be Herbie the Love Bug, The Incredible Mr. Limpet. There'd be like three
all
movies.
The Disneys.
You would
all
go
the happy Disney movies before they got all politically correct.
Yeah.
Actually, those stupid movies make me cry. Early Disney. I cried at E.T.
What was the one where they had the stuff that would make you that you could bounce real high on? Flubber? Was it called Flubber? I think.
Flubber. That's a remake. Robin Williams did it, but I think it was a Jerry Lewis movie, wasn't it?
Apollo 13 had Bob laughing.
Of course. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. That movie was so fucking long. Oh my God. But it was the stupid. You know what song makes me cry is the when she's as the wind up doll. That when he pretends to wind her up and she does the whole. Is it truly?
Okay. You know what movie that I think is funny, and it's another one is a very underrated movie, is Norbert, the one with Eddie Murphy, where he plays the nerd.
Those are rated poorly.
That one is because he plays the Asian guy, and he picks up.
He plays a bunch of roles, right?
Yeah.
I love when he does that, though.
Yeah, another
Coming to America, he was great. I watched that the other night and it was funny.
Norbit was a great movie because he plays the woman. He's like, her titties beeping the horn. I know about titties beeping. when she goes,
I have not had that problem.
She goes into the water park, and gets
Oh,
on that
the slide. Yeah.
Goes
I think that was a run when Eddie Murphy needed all the money for all his divorces.
I don't care. I'm telling you, that one was. I'm sorry, but Norbit is one that could make my top 10. That's another sleeper one. So, anyhow,
Let's see here. Look, so Naked Gun. Oh, Airplane, of course.
Yeah, Naked Gun was kind of a little slapsticky, a little too slapsticky for me, to be honest with you.
I think they well, it was, if it's based off the Police Squads, they were fantastic. Because after I saw Naked Gun, I went back to watch Police Squad, and they were just hysterical. And I think it's Leslie Nielsen played the straight guy so well that when he would crack the joke, you almost were like, what? It was so shocking. And because he just didn't look like that kind of character. So for him to hold that joke, I thought he did really well with it. So,
all right, I want to go through this thing. You've heard of the Mandela effect, right?
Yes. Where you think it's one thing and it turns out it's not. Like
they say it's never happened.
Gaslight
before.
on you.
I call bullshit on a lot of this. I talked to Deuce when we did this on the Brand X, and there was a couple of them. And he's like, "What are you kidding about?" I'm like, "No." So here's one. I got this article out of BuzzFeed. It says 65 examples of the Mandela effect will make you question everything. All right. So the first one is everybody remembers Dorothy's iconic line to Toto in The Wizard of Oz, but the exact wording is often misquoted. So what would you think it was? It's like, so I'll give you, it's like Toto, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore, which is what I thought the line was. And the exact line is Toto, I have a feeling, that can't be right. Toto, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore. She never says, I think we're not in Kansas anymore. I thought it was that one. All right. Second one, Sally Fields, when she won her Oscar, when she got up there, what did she say? Do you remember that?
Oh, you like me. You really, really like me.
Right. Okay. They say that's not what she said. She said, and I can't deny the fact that you like me right now. You like me, which can partially blame this Mandela effect on the 1994 The Mask, which Jim Carrey spoofs the famous speech saying, you love me, you really love me. I remember her saying the first part, and I can't deny that you really like me right now. You really like me. I remember. And they say it never happened. I remember that. I watched the speech. Sally Fields is one of my crushes. I've had a crush on her ever since Gidget and the Flying Nun. You know, she might have been my first boner. I'm not 100% sure, but she was right there.
Goodness.
And a little fresh-faced John Domingo in footy pajamas. Mommy, my pee-pee's growing.
Boner Mingo. Okay.
Boner Mingo. All right. It's the Flintstones, not the Flintstones. So it's another. Oh, so it says it's the Flintstones. Flintstones, not. It's the same.
Is it saying two S's or one?
It's FLINTSTONES, not FLINSTONES.
Oh, so instead of Flintstones, it's Flintstones, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's the Flintstones.
Okay,
that's the whole
get.
fucking song.
I remember that.
Yeah, okay.
It says Alexander
The
Hamilton was never the president of the United States. He was indeed the founding father, but he actually served as the first Secretary of Treasury.
Yes.
I remember.
Yeah, there's a musical based on that thing. I think everybody learned about him.
Right. Is it the Bernstein Bears or is it the Bernstein Bears?
See, I always thought it was the Bernstein Bears.
See, I always thought it was the Bernstein Bears, but they said no.
They're Jewish. The Bernsteins. Hey, the Bernstein Bears.
Bernstein. Shaggy from Scooby-Doo doesn't have a protruding Adam's apple. I call bullshit on this one.
Bullshit. In the cartoon he did.
Yeah. They said he never had
it
a
was
protruding
massive. You used to watch it. That was part of the shtick.
Watch his Adam's apple go up and down. They say it never happened. That's bullshit. Raisin Bran's son on the box of Raisin Bran never wore sunglasses. Bullshit. I remember him having sunglasses.
I don't.
No?
I don't know if they put. I don't know. I don't remember them with. I don't know. I don't remember Raisin Bran.
In
I can see it on the box, but I don't remember if they had it, if he never had it before.
It says, in I Love
Suzanne
Lucy, Ricky never actually said the sentence, Lucy, you got some splaining to do. That one I don't remember. I could have sworn he did say that.
All right. Sparky says Ginger or Marianne. Oh, you're a Marianne girl.
Definitely a Marianne girl.
Guy, sorry.
Yeah, I like Marianne.
Yeah.
Is it Oscar Mayer or Oscar Meyer? M-E-Y-E-R.
Meyer.
Right.
M-A-Y-E-R.
M-A-Y, no, okay. Yeah.
Isn't it? Isn't that the song?
O-S-C-A-R, M-A-Y-E-R. Yes.
Yeah.
Not not M-E-Y-E-R. That one I
Not like Louis Mayer. Like MGM or something. Yeah.
All right, the show on HBO, was it Sex in the City or Sex and the City?
Oh my God, that's funny. Sex and the City.
It has never been called Sex in the City. It's always been Sex and the City. I could have sworn it was Sex in the City.
Yeah. I've watched it for so long. And now, yes, and I went, oh, I don't know.
All right, here's one that I'll die on this hill.
Okay.
The Monopoly man, Uncle Pennybags, had a monocle, but he never.
That was Moneybags. Okay.
They say he has a monocle, but they say he never had a monocle. I could have sworn he had a monocle.
I thought he did too. I thought he had a monocle. Oh, Mr. Peanut. Maybe we're mixing them up. Bob says it was the Peanut.
I'm sorry, but I still say that he had one. All right. In the 1990s, there was a movie where Sinbad played a genie. Do you remember what it was called?
Wasn't that Shazam?
You know what they say? They say there's no such movie that exists.
Yeah, that's an argument right there. That I think people fight about that on the internet. That's funny. That's nuts. They said it. That was. I mean, I don't think I've seen it.
I remember,
but I don't know why it's a thing.
I remember him being in a movie where he was a genie, and it was Shazam.
Yeah.
I remember that, and that's in the 90s. That's not that long ago.
No. They're washing away our history.
Commonly seen text in a mirror says objects in mirror may be closer than they appear, but rather objects in the mirror are closer than they appear. Is this? Oh.
Wait a minute,
may
say it
be
again?
closer than they appear. Objects in the mirror are closer. I that one I don't remember.
I thought it was. Oh, it would be R. It wouldn't be
Probably.
may. It would be R. Correct? Because they are.
Fruit of the Loom. They said it was never in a cornucopia.
That's a lie. They were in a cornucopia.
Yep. They
Early, weren't they?
It says it never was in a cornucopia. It was just actually a bunch of fruit. I'm sorry, but
I don't think that's true.
Right? This is what they're talking about, the Mandela effect.
Well,
so this is what,
and this is also BuzzFeed. So like you got interns who don't look too hard. They're like, no, it's not there.
I've heard this before. All right, so there's I don't know if you ever remember this TV show. It was on for one season where a guy made a time machine and he would go back in time. And the government wanted to get that time machine so they could go back and do what, they didn't want one person. The government wanted this. The government, they wanted this time machine. So I'm thinking to myself, if there's actually a way of traveling back in time, that you could, like right now, you and I are doing a podcast called The Boomer Bunker, and I'm 63 and you're the age that you are, and then somebody does something tomorrow morning. I never podcast. I'm doing something else and you're doing something else. We never met. And we would never know the history, which you'd wake up in the morning and you would never know. You might not be married to Paul. I could be married for 25 years. And so, and we would never know if there was people messing around with the time, with the time-space continuum or whatever the hell they'd say in Star Trek.
Yeah, it's a ripple effect too. All you do is change one thing here. It they say the ripple of a butterfly?
Butterfly effect is what they call it, yes.
So
popular
Sparky says you never answered the mirror one. Is it objects in the mirror are closer or maybe?
Let me get back to this.
I think it's R.
Commonly seen text, mirrors may be closer than appear, which I think I do remember, but rather it is objects in the mirror are closer than they appear.
Yeah. Okay. As
You
illustrated by
almost want to
Jurassic
go
Park.
into a junkyard. You almost want to go into a
Go look.
junkyard and find a car in the 80s that had that.
Yeah.
And double check it.
All right. All right. Someone's got to do that. Who's got an older car?
Right. Popular
Sparky, can we put
onion
you on
rings
that?
chips are Funyuns, not Funyuns. So in other words, they're Funyuns, Funyuns, not fun like Funyuns, like Funions.
Yeah, well, it's got the Y in it. Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember because I didn't eat them. Some people remember a different number of rings around the Target Bullseye logo, but the one on the left is the correct one, which is just a one red ring and a red dot in the center, not like two red rings. That one I can't. That one I don't have I don't have one.
I have a Target near me. Yeah, I could have sworn there were two, but.
I'm trying to think.
That's a weird one.
Right. The arcade is called Chuck E. Cheese, not Chuck E. Cheese. I think I do remember
Correct.
Chuck E. Cheese, yes.
It was Chuck. I remember the letter E.
Right.
We never
Oh,
went there.
here's the one.
I would never
This is
take
the
my
one.
daughters to that.
This is the one that blows my mind, and this is what got me going down this rabbit hole. Ed McMahon was never representative of the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstake. He was a
I'm sorry.
spokesperson.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
He says he was a spokesperson for a less popular American Family Publisher sweepstakes. I'm sorry, but I remember his face on the check for the Publishers Clearinghouse.
What was the? What did he say he was a representative for?
American Family Publishers sweepstakes. They say he never was a representative of the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes.
That's so weird.
Right?
Like there was another one, or did they rename it?
No. No.
That's so weird. I would have died on that hill. I really would
All
have.
right. The white correcting fluid that you used to use before, back in the typewriting days, what was it called?
White out.
How was white spelled?
WITE.
Okay, you're right. Yeah. Look, I can't even spell impromptu right.
White. Well, you could have gotten it right. I mean, you didn't spelled it, and it could have been correct.
I fat fingered. I know how to spell it. But I already put it out. I already put it out. I'm like, well, fuck it. Popular stuffing isn't Stouffer's stovetop stuffing. It's from Kraft. I could have sworn it was Stouffer's stovetop stuffing. What do you remember?
Wait. The box of stuffing?
The popular stuffing isn't Stouffer's stovetop. It's actually Kraft stovetop stuffing. It's not Stouffer's. I'm sorry, but I remember it being Stouffer's.
It was Stouffer's. Maybe it got taken over by Kraft or something. See you, Bruce.
And there's only one F in the double stuff Oreo, not two. That I don't remember. I can't tell.
I think that's correct. Yeah.
CP3,
God, we bought so many
C3PO
Oreos.
from Star Wars isn't 100% gold. I don't remember that. I don't care.
I think around his eyes. Like, I do remember parts of him not being completely the same color.
The opening line to Mr. Rogers' neighborhood theme song is...
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Nope.
Sorry.
It says, it's a beautiful day in this neighborhood.
Oh, in this neighborhood. Damn. Okay.
I don't know if that's right, because I think it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. And nobody watched more Mr. Rogers than I did when I was a kid.
Yeah, I loved.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood is what comes up.
Right.
Fuck you. Fuck you. That's the... Okay, that's the title of the Tom Hanks movie, which I won't watch. I won't watch that, because I'm sorry. No one can be Mr. Rogers.
Right.
You can't. You can't take that from me. I refuse.
All right. Well, anyhow, that's the ones that I came up with. One of the ones that I came up with. Hey, do you have anything as far as the 2,024 miles in 2024? Because I didn't get a chance to look at
I didn't send a graphic because I didn't ask Josh for it because we did like impromptu. So I figured we'll get one for Wednesday. But we have both broken 2,000 miles. Me
Wow.
not. I'm just over it. Of course, Josh is way more over it than I am. Hang on, I can tell you. I'm at 2,004 miles I've completed. So I only need 19 more to get to 2024. Josh is currently at a ridiculous number. 2,054. He's 50 miles ahead of me. I don't know how that happened. He's like, I catch up and then he puts 30 more miles on.
What is he right now?
He's at 2,054 miles.
So he made it. He
made
passed
it. Yeah, he made it like Friday. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And you have.
So, he's at 2054. I'm at 2004.
Okay, so you got 20 miles.
He's
to go.
50 miles ahead of me. Yeah.
Okay, so he actually did win.
Yes.
He made it there.
He beat me. He made it there first. So
Sparky
I'll probably have
Toaster
it by Wednesday. So.
Sparky Toaster says Mr. Rogers wore sandals with socks. I don't remember that. He used to he would come in his loafers and he would change his loafers into his sneakers.
Yep.
That's because that's how you learn how to tie
I
your
loved
shoes.
him. I was so sad. I cried when he died. That was a bummer. It's like,
and it was one of the.
I think when all the Sesame Street people started dropping, I was just like, oh.
Yeah,
like Bob died. Bob was like 90, but I was still
right.
Bob from
First
Sesame
one to
Street.
go
I was
was
like,
Mr. Hooper. Mr. Hooper was the first one.
No, he was so sweet. I love that show. That show was just such a good show. And it taught the kids so well, and it was just a great way for them to learn it in different capacities.
I remember when I was in school, like elementary school, when Sesame Street came on. Like I remember the very first Sesame Street. I remember when it was in the like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like I was a little too old for Sesame Street. Still watched it, but was still a little too old for it.
Yeah, it came out in like 69, and I was born in 70, so I grew up with Sesame Street, and my girls grew up with Sesame Street.
Yeah, it was like, if it came out in 69, I was like 8 years old when it came out.
The Electric Company, yeah, Captain Kangaroo.
Oh my God, Captain Pixie. Remember Pixie? I don't know if she lived in a tree. She was like a little girl. She kind of reminded me of Tinkerbell. And you could actually see the ropes that they tied to her so she could swing.
I mean, classic special effects. I mean, 3, 2, 1 Contact. I used to get that magazine in the old days. I remember these shows. Yeah.
There was one show that was it was local to Philadelphia. It was Gene London. Gene London. He had the general store, and then the spooky house that was Quigley Mansion, and it was the Golden Fleece that they were always trying to get. And Gene London would always draw something, like he would have this big paper and he would draw, and you could always see the tracing lines because I guess he couldn't draw, so they would have like it traced out for him.
Nice.
And yeah, I think he was a little bit on the squishy side of Gene London though. So I went over to our voicemail and text line, and you know what's over there? Nothing.
Oh, people.
There's nothing.
Folks, you got to send us something. Come on.
Nothing. There is nothing, not a thing. All right, everybody. Well, that's it for us. I think we're done. I don't even think we got into any politics today.
You know, I think a bit in the beginning, but it was kind of nice to not talk it.
I know you don't want to talk about politics. Fine. We won't talk about politics. I'll figure something else to talk about.
We talked about plenty of stuff. We're going to have to get used to it after the election. Things will simmer down a little bit.
You think things are going to simmer down? I don't think things are going to simmer down.
No, I don't think so either. Are you set for fantasy football for tonight?
Yes. I am. Let's see.
So we got Ravens, Bucks, and Chargers, Cardinals.
I'm trying to think let me just give me a real quick. I thought, wait a minute, today's Monday night. Oh, yeah.
It's 2 games tonight.
I'm thinking today's Wednesday because I'm all screwed up because this is
a lot of crazy injuries though from this weekend. I have Ayuk. He's gone. Toast.
Really? Whoops. I just got the text.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Looks like I'm actually going to beat my daughter.
Well.
I'm 74% to win. She's close.
I am
though.
not.
She's within striking.
I'm not. I have one person left to play. I'm slightly ahead of Rhymes with nothing, but I think he's.
No,
gonna
you're
beat
not.
me.
You're 300. You've got 376 points. He's got 217.
He's got 4 players coming up tonight.
Oh, okay.
He's 65%. I have one player. I have Kate Otten, but he's got McBride, Andrews, Mike Evans, and Marvin Harrison.
You know who's in
We'll see.
deadlock right now, and it says that Fat Lazy South Jersey Tongue is beating Bob, but it's 357.54 to 359.54.
How is that?
That's crazy. Is there any other
and
points?
they're all played.
Right.
They're all played out.
So they've played. So that's man, 2
Oh, my
points.
goodness.
Bob lost by 2 points. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a bummer when you're that close.
And Team Gibson is just mowing people down.
Yeah, she is. God
she's
damn it.
undefeated.
Well, hang on. Yeah, my guess is she's going to win. But keep in mind, looks like Dwayne's Daring team has one person left. Oh, she's got Lamar Jackson playing. Oh, no.
Crazy.
She's still got a couple. Oh, no, she's going to slaughter him. Never mind. I didn't realize she still had people to play tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, Bob, I think you lost. So I'm
Mike
sorry.
says, you're going to beat your daughter. I wouldn't broadcast that in fantasy football.
Okay, just Mike, remember around 7 o'clock you have to pull some John clips.
The broken toy says, what's all this sports ball talk? Yeah. I know.
Oh, sorry, Tom. We'll talk
Sorry.
slow for you.
Next week we'll bring up boring literature just to make you feel better.
I like literature was always one of my favorite subjects, by the way. Always did really well. American Lit was my favorite category. I know.
Sorry. All right. What do you say we get out of here?
Yeah, the games are about to start, folks.
I'm sorry.
No, it's
where
great.
Is my music?
Now we will be back on Wednesday, as per our normal schedule. Correct?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We'll be back.
Okay.
Let's see. Wait a minute. Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta put a show together. Well, I still have political stuff that we didn't get to, so I have that still.
Perfect.
And I'm sure something will happen between now and we haven't talked about Donald Trump working at McDonald's yet. How the fucking news media is melting the fuck down over that.
I thought it was hysterical. It's
I
such a
did too.
publicity stunt.
But yeah, again, that's what politics used to be.
Tom, are we doing a show? Tom wants to do a show with me. I have no equipment to do anything, so you'll have to hang your shingle over to this guy over here.
All he wants to do is come on and talk and leave. He you know what he wants like a one night stand. That's what he wants. He doesn't know how to podcast, and he wants you he's just going to come on and talk and then leave you. Yeah, he wants to use you as a
Tom.
podcast dumpster.
He was going to love me and leave me? Oh.
Yes, that's it. That's exactly what it is. He doesn't know how to do anything. Nothing.
That's my job.
You know something?
That's my job with this guy.
I was going to teach him. how to do it, but I can't do this. I don't want this. Fuck that. I've never seen anybody such a sad sack in my entire life.
Oh my goodness, Tom. Just what he wrote.
All right. I'm jealous. I'm not jealous. Of what? What am I jealous of, Tom? What am I jealous of? That you're going to steal my co-host?
Stop the music.
And do you're going to steal my co-host and do what? You can't do anything. You don't know how. If she wanted to leave this show right now and go with you to be a co-host of what? A co-host of what? What would you do? How would you do it? Do you even know how you would do this at all? You don't. I'm sorry, you don't. So.
This is the hubris of the jealous man.
Yeah, that's you. You're jealous that I can actually put a show out here and I have a co-host and we have people coming in. I can be entertaining and hold an audience. Yeah, I know. And you're coming in here and you're trying to weasel in with your nothingness. And
oh my God.
And I'm sorry, but nobody would listen. No.
Oh my God.
Maybe a couple people would come for Duchess. Nobody else. And I was happy to help you start a podcast, but you're like, I'm not punching down. I'm just telling the truth. You can't. If she wanted to come podcast with you, it wouldn't happen. You don't know how.
I don't have anything.
That's all. So you can say everything you want. It's just not. It's not happening. So you need to find somebody that actually knows how to podcast, and then you can leech onto them. You can suckle onto them like a leech and suck the blood out of them and ride along. You know what you are? You're like one of those feeder fish that hang around with the sharks, and just take the crumbs that fall off the sharks.
Do you know the name of that? I did a report
Feeder
on
fish.
those a million years
What
ago.
are they?
Remora eels.
Oh, is that what it is?
There you go.
How much
hope
do
so,
I?
now
How
that I
much
said
do I
it.
want? What bet are we? What are we betting, Tom? Hold on. How much would
Oh,
you
dear.
want to lose on this bet? What am I? What am we? What are we betting? Let's hear this. Let's find out what we're betting. That's what I'd like to know. Yes, you do not know how to podcast now. Prove me wrong. Put a podcast out. Prove me wrong. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. We'll see.
Oh,
what
don't call Eric Zane, please. Don't.
Yeah, call Eric
Don't.
Zane. He'll
No.
teach you how to podcast.
Oh, he's the
As soon as
worst.
somebody teaches
No.
him.
Oh, Mike, don't do that. No one deserves to be stuck with Eric.
All right.
You guys are
now
all
that I've-
fabulous.
now
Thank
that
you
I
for coming out to watch
pissed
tonight.
Tom off.
Don't piss off poor
I'm
Tom.
going to die
like Tom.
penniless living under a bridge. John's going to die penniless. You know what? You're a Democrat. You sit there and say things about other people that's actually going to happen with what you're doing.
Oh, my goodness.
Jesus.
Ding dongs.
All right. So hold on. You see, this is kryptonite for Tom. All right. What is the deadline, Tom, on when you're going to have this podcast up and running? How long will it take you to do this? I need a deadline. Will it take you a week, a month, a year? Is there enough time left for you to make a podcast? How long? Let's set an over and under date before your first podcast. Sparky Toaster says a decade. Do you think you can get it done before the decade? I don't know. I don't know how. Apple. I don't want to put I want to. You could do it within 24 hours. I'd take that bet. What do you want to put down, Tom? I don't want to take your money. You don't have any money. I don't want to take your money. We need something to. We need something to. Let's see. I bet. I don't want to bet you. Good. Prove me wrong. Make it a podcast. Take my house. I don't even own my house. I rent, you dummy. I'm like you. I'll take your house. You don't have a house either, nitwit.
Oh, you're not going to be able to take that from the Jimmy. He'll fight you for that one.
So
Jimmy like, I don't think so.
All right. So,
Speaking of which, you need to set up Jimmy, my date with Jimmy.
He's like Tom.
Well, my interview date.
He's like Tom. He's like, oh, I don't know. I can't. He's always going. He's always going.
All right.
Sparky
I will.
says,
The
I'll
next
take
visit to your
card.
house, I'll ask them those questions.
All right. Here, I'll tell you what, Tom. Here's what we'll do.
I'll take your cardboard box. Oh,
What we'll do is we have a show which is Wednesday night at 7:00. At that time, I want to see your podcast. I want to see your RSS feed and your podcast because that's more than 24 hours. It's 48 hours. So you should be able to have a podcast up in that amount of time. All right? There you go. Let's see if that happens.
oh my.
All righty.
All right, you two elephants done duking it out there.
I'm not
It's
doing
like you
I'm
and
not
Bob.
doing it. You know what we're doing? I have a podcast, and we're on the podcast that I have. And Tom's over there jumping up and down, saying something that he doesn't have and is never going to make. Here, Bob, talk some sense into this man. I tried to get him to live stream our phone call today. He was too lazy to. He's too lazy to live.
I'd have
stream
tuned in
a
if you
phone
live
call.
streamed that. I'd have tuned in.
Dean says I won't be watching.
Dean, behave.
Holy
smokes.
You know what? I'll be honest with you, Tom. It's not hard to podcast. It takes a little bit of drive, a little bit of knowledge, and you can do it. But you won't do it because you have neither drive, you have no drive. You're a can't do kind of guy. I can't do it because of this. I can't do it because of that. You won't put it in Apple. You won't put it in Spotify. You'll go over there and put it in the podcast directory because that's what No Agenda tells you to do. And you won't have any social media presence, and you'll be sitting there looking at your podcast that...
You do need some social. You have to do that.
Yeah. again.
You have to promote it somewhere.
Bob says, I bored him so bad he lied to get out of the phone call. It took 3 hours.
Well, he said he didn't lie to get out of the call.
Yeah, I know. All right.
Oh, gentlemen.
Just saying, it's not that hard to do. It's very easy. And you had somebody who was over here that would help you through the whole thing, and you're like, I can't, don't bother. So, all right, we'll be back here Wednesday night, 7:00, and let's see if Tom has a podcast. I can't wait. Can't wait. All right, good night, everybody.
Good night. Bye.